Welcome to College Hacks with Admissions Counselors,
the show where we help you pick a college and also help you stay there once you get there. We're your hosts.
I'm John.
I'm Claire. And on today's show, we're talking literally about how do you pick a college. And John, there are so many great colleges out there, and they all have so many different things to offer. How is anyone ever supposed to pick?
Yeah, I mean, you're totally right. There's so many schools. They're going to say all great things. They're all great picks, honestly. But I think there's 5 schools of thought, no pun intended, when it comes to picking a college. I mean, obviously there are a bunch of different tips and tricks, but I think there's 5 that could really get you started well. So the first one is you need to pick a college that aligns with your values or your belief system. But how do you know what your values or beliefs are? And I think one easy way to kind of start gauging that with yourself, just so sit down and think and write some of these things down. What are you looking for out of a college? What are your hopes when going to college? What are you looking to get out of it? Because that's why we go to college, is to get something out of it, to grow, to further in a future career. So sitting down, writing some of that stuff down, choosing, okay, I really want a strong athletics program. I'm looking to go play soccer or football, basketball, or something like that. I'm also looking for a really strong engineering, nursing program, or like graphic design, something that's going to land me a job. And then you also, when thinking about these values and beliefs, foods, whether they have good food, that's something to consider, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. And one of the really great ways for you to see, after you've already written down your list of values and what you really want in a school, is to go for a visit. Honestly, the best way for you to check anything out is to go in person, because anyone can, make a video, right? Anyone can do all these different things. But for you to see it in person, I think that's really the best way for you to figure out, does this align with my values or not? And so definitely check out colleges. And one thing that we do here at JBU is we do what are called preview days. And so you can come on Sunday night when it's not COVID. You can spend the night in the dorms. And then all day Monday, you're in classes, you're meeting with professors, you're meeting with students, you're eating the cafeteria food. We don't bring in a special catering company. We use our cafeteria services, so you get an authentic experience of what it looks like to be a student here. So checking out a college is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And to go off of that, you need to, when you're on college visits or you're looking at their website or something like that, you need to pick a college that excites you, man.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're walking around to school, touring and anything, and it just doesn't jazz you, doesn't get you excited about being there or the idea of being a student there, that's probably a good indication that that's not a school that you will really get much out of or enjoy. And I'm not saying that it can't change later on, but I know when I was touring colleges and even grad programs, there were certain ones that I just got super excited about being there, and then other ones that I didn't feel much for.
Right. And college, no matter where you go, is going to cost money, right? And so if you're going to make that big of an investment, not just in your financial dollars, but also in your time, you're spending 3-4 years of your life in this place. So wherever it is, make sure you love it, because there will be days that you have a lot of assignments due or things are hard. And so you want to be at a place, or at least for me, I wanted to be at a place where I loved being there, even on the days that were hard.
Yeah. And moving forward, the third thing that you should consider is pick a college that has a really good faculty program. So the professors. And look for colleges that have really successful programs in what you're interested. So if that is like engineering, you don't want to go to a school where the professors aren't happy to be there and where the job placement rate is 10%. You want to go somewhere that's going to prepare you well for your future endeavors. So a couple things to ask, if it's a nursing program, hey, what's your NCLEX pass rate? Or, meeting with faculty and professors, and that's something we offer at JBU is, visits with the faculty members, just to sit there and meet with them and talk, and they can answer questions, and everything about the curriculum, the program. So you can ask them questions. What's your background? How did you end up in teaching? I think a sign of a strong faculty program is a bit of a diverse mix of people who've been just in education and then people who also have experience out in the field of which they're teaching.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, as an English major, it was really important for me to ask my professors, hey, can I see the list of where you've been published before? As someone who wanted to study writing and who actually was able to get some of their work published as a student, it was so important for me to know from my professors, oh, you have the connections that I need, and you can work with me, and you can help direct me on that path. So whether you're in more a liberal arts program or a technical training program, getting to talk to those professors and making sure that that you want to study under them, because one of the things I really love to encourage students in is your professors are the people who are going to shape your hearts and your minds for the next 4 years. So you better choose wisely, because these are going to shape your minds and the way that you think in some of the most formative years of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And, kind of going off of that, you also want to pick a college where they're not going to just sit there and tell you what to think.
Yeah.
You want to go somewhere where they're going to teach you how to think, because that's like the point of college, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't go to college. If you just wanted someone to tell you how to think, then, I don't know, don't go to college, right? You've got to go somewhere where you're going to be equipped to think past your 4 years here, because if your education only serves you for 4 years, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, absolutely. So the fourth thing to consider is you want to really try to find a college that wants you to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of playing off all these other aspects and questions and things to consider, but you want to pick a college where the staff and the faculty and the other students, they're excited that you're visiting, or they're excited that you chose to go to that school. So one good way to gauge this is you don't even have to visit for this at like a college fair or talking to your admissions counselor. See how excited they are to talk about the school.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. Say like, if the admissions counselor was an alumni, ask, hey, what was your favorite part? What was the best thing you got out of your education there? You want to really find a school that's not only going to prepare you well for the rest of your life, but also just wants you at that school, wants you there learning with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And something that was really powerful for me was not being a number. And so, like you said, going somewhere where you are wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so one of the last things to consider, we're in a time and age where the coronavirus has swept the world. There's a new norm going on outside. No one's really sure what the future is going to hold, but part of the collateral beauty of it, one good thing that seemed to come out of it was a way to gauge how well the college cares about its students.
Yeah.
So one of the questions you can ask is, hey, what did you guys do to handle COVID or prepare for students coming back in the fall? Are you guys virtual? Are you hybrid, so you're in-person and virtual? Are you all in person? What measures did you guys take to ensure the students' safety there? Because that really tells you a lot about how well that administration and that school cares for their students.
Right. And another good question for you to ask too, one, ask the students that you're meeting with during your visit or virtually or whatever, how the communication was from their school too. Schools had a really good opportunity to quell a lot of anxiety. And so the way they communicated, honestly, is really important. And then the other thing to look at too is, what did schools do financially when they shut down in March? So at JBU, we made the choice to prorate room and board because we knew that COVID was going to cause a lot of financial crisis for our students. And so we decided to go ahead and do that because we care about our students. And we didn't want, them having to go home to be something that was even more difficult than it had to be. We also launched a lot of really discounted online summer classes so that when students were wasting away in their parents' basement, they were able to pause, building a new Minecraft world and take some classes. And so that was, to me, it really communicated the heart of the institution that we work for. And so asking those questions, like did your institution raise extra funds for students who were negatively impacted by COVID-19? I think you can really see the heart of the school through that. And again, you can see all of the suggestions 1 through 4 through that one question. So
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there's so many different things to consider and look at when choosing a college, and there's a lot more we could go into, but we hope that this just either gets the ball rolling for you when looking for schools, or it helps you begin to narrow down your search. So as we move along with the semester and senior year and looking for colleges or wherever you're at looking at schools, we hope that this helps in some way, shape, or form. So I'm John.
I'm Claire.
And thank you for your time. We'll see you next time.
See you later.